In the beginning of the era of the human race, we used to cultivate and grow many plants and vegetables in order to stay alive and survive hunger. These diets were mainly based on plants. The cavemen used to eat seeds and fruits in order to survive, and hunting was practiced many years later. But this idea changed over the years. Nowadays, we adapted to an animal diet because of marketing propaganda that makes us believe that animal protein gets us big and strong. For many years, the human being has adapted a certain diet primarily based on animal protein. In recent years, there has been a boom in diets like keto, intermittent fasting, dairy free, gluten free, and what have you. However, these are only for fashion. But why cannot we do something to really generate change? Today, I want to be able to persuade you to reduce your intake of meat and animal products so that you can only not lead a healthier life, but also care about the environment and reducing animal cruelty.
The meat industry is to farm animals what dogfighting or bullfighting is to bulls and dogs, purely violence and abuse. The difference is that for animals that fall within the food industry, this is yet not seen as bullfighting or dogfighting. Their killing is seen as justifiable just for the sake of nutrition. Every year, 68,000 millions of animals are killed, which is equivalent to the human population of 9 planets. Realistically, and it's sad, the meat industry does not care about you or your health. These animals are in a continuous cycle of violence and suffering. This is due to the constant and rapid reproduction of these animals, where artificial insemination processes are carried out in order to cover the demand for the product. In the same way, these animals are fattened and injected with hormones and chemicals in order to offer a product that pleases the public. Also, because of the high demand of meat, this is incredible high number of animals that are forced to live in terrible small places and conditions, meaning that they have to live very closely from each other and even confined for their entire lives. All this causes a prolonged stress and torture for the animals, which has to be addressed with a lot of medicines such as antibiotics, hormones, psychotropics, and tranquilizers. These medicines accumulate in the animals and are finally served on the consumer's plate. My question to you is, would you like to live in these conditions? Actually, one example is that during the pandemic we had to be in isolation for several months, and many of us complained that we couldn't stay indoors for that long. So, how these poor animals would feel being in such terrible conditions. Also, I want to make some time to process and have a thought on how much and how often we have natural disasters that are related to pollution and other environmental factors. The IPCC is an intergovernmental organization of the United Nations whose mission is to provide an objective and scientific opinion on the issue. They reported that high consumption of beef and dairy products, especially in higher income countries, is fueling climate crisis. Livestock is responsible for 14% of global greenhouse gas emissions, as much as all cars, trains, ships, and planes put together. An interesting fact is that as socioeconomic conditions in developing countries improve, the demand for this product is growing, putting the Earth's environmental sources at risk. One figure for comparison is that to grow 1 kilo of maize, you need 1,500 liters of water, while a kilo of meat requires 15,000 liters of this liquid. The problem is not so much the consumption of meat, but the abuse. The false advertising that has led us to believe in abusive consumption of the product.
In the last century, our nutrition has changed a lot due to better economic conditions and more than anything else because of an unreal information of the consumer. Compared to the 1900s, today a person consumes an average of 35 more dairy products, 50% more cattle meat, 70% more fish, 120% eggs, and 280% more poultry. The difference from the established belief about the need to eat meat tries to demonstrate that a vegan diet or vegetarian is rich in carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and low fat. Is ideal for improving health, physical recovery, and sports performance. Plant-based diet can improve aspects such as endurance and cardiovascular recovery, reducing the risk of atherosclerosis, dyslipidemia, hypertension, overweight, or diabetes. In addition, it reduces oxidative stress and inflammation. Low-fat diets are based on a plant-based foods, which are generally low in fat and high in fiber, can reduce body fat. Reduction in body fat is associated with increased aerobic capacity. Compared to those who include meat in their diet, people who eat plant-based diets get more antioxidants, which help neutralize free radicals. Free radicals lead to muscle fatigue and reduction in athletic performance and poor recovery capacity.
Scientists have discovered that a plant-based diet has a high mineral bone density, which indicates more muscle growth and strong bones. On the other hand, meat leads to high cholesterol, low blood flow, heart disease, and also cancer. The US Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics said that people who eat vegetarian or vegan have lower risk of a number of health problems, including heart ischemia, type 2 diabetes, hypertension, and certain types of cancer and obesity. This means that everyone can get the nutrition they need and also stay healthier by eating green. There would be many reasons to abstain from meat that cannot be mentioned here due to the lack of time. I have tried to demonstrate briefly the main reasons for a meatless diet. However, I want to leave you with this last thought. I am a faithful believer that everyone, no matter how small or how little the action is, everyone can make a change, not only in our surroundings, but also in us. I want to invite you to become aware of the situation, and if you wish to try to make a change, I assure you that your body and your surroundings will thank you later. Thank you very much.